What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? Welcome to the ICanB show, where we talk about everything we could be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back again on Monday. I'm your host, ICB, and I am very happy to be here this week. Y'all, we here. We made it. We fostered in a new week. We made it through the full moon for all of you guys out there that like full moons and stuff. But we definitely are on our way, on our paths. So I really empower you and ignite you to follow your intuition. If something doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't feel right. If something feels right to you, it feels right. Follow your bodily sensations, follow your heart posture, follow your mind. Everything will lead you in the direction of where you need to go and what you need to, the journey you need to embark on to truly be able to step into the mode of who God made you to be, who your highest self is, rendering you to become. So we just pray that you guys know that, yes, it's a new week. It's a new opportunity to go out there, grind, get it, and never give up on your dreams or your purpose, because God gave you that. And if God gave you something, it has value in it, right? Everything that God has made and does and creates has value in it. And you are on the top of his, tolling pole. Like, he wants you to be okay. That's why he sent me to give you this beautiful inspirational message on Monday. And it's also why he sent you to do what you do. So we just pray that you have the confidence, the will, the ambition to go out there and do what you do. So thank you guys for checking in with me. You already know we gonna hop right into the topic because it's Monday, time is money, and I ain't about to waste yours. Okay, so this week we're talking about how your pain, like the fear that you feel, is a warning, and how we can try to, stick to like behavioral patterns or addictive behavior to try to run away from the direction that God is calling us to, right? So, little backstory about me. I always had like purpose. I've always been very driven. I remember being at a young age and realizing that, like, yo, nobody's going to go out there and create the life that I want for myself. Nobody's going to go out there and get what I want for me. So I have to boss up and I have to get what I want for me. I have to create the life around me that is calling out to me, right? And I watch a lot of people, and then, like, throughout life, things happen. You lose people that you love along the way. You are stricken by, the pain and the miseries of the world, and the people that you love might not have it all together, and you want to help them, but energy transfers. So all you got to do is stand next to somebody and you'll be in their energy field. And if somebody has nasty negative energy, or somebody has depressed energy, or somebody has hurt energy, somebody has traumatized energy, somebody has energy that is not confident, you're going to feel that, right? So when we are in these environments around others, we can pick up on what's going on in the room. Energetically, a lot of us try to cope. So, simply like going out, like, people go out to clubs, bars, events, and they walk in the room and they feel nervous. And they're like, oh, let me just like have a drink to take the edge off. Or, they have something important to do. Oh, let me do ... to take the edge off. Or, oh, this might help me. It helped me before, it'll help me again. And I think that life circumstances can create addictive patterns and behavior that is in a response to you trying to cope, but is dragging you further away from the direction that God is calling you. So that's why I'm here, to empower you to shed off that skin, shed off those stories, shed off those lies that you told to yourself, that you're not enough, that your sober mind is not enough, that you can't just show up and be who you are. We have to remember that at one point in time we were children. There are still children inside of us, from every age, from every scallop in which you're born, from 1 to ... right? 20, 21, right? Like, with that being said, when you were a child, you weren't afraid to walk into the room and just be you. You didn't even think twice about, oh, let me try to compensate for where I feel like I'm lacking. Oh, I don't feel so happy. Or, oh, I want to be a little bit more loose, like da da da. No, you took your time, you entered in the room, you felt the energy fields, you felt what was going on around you, and you were in your own little world as a child. And I want to inspire you all to remain in your own little world of health, success, just mental capacity, and like just overall know-how about who you are and like what you came here to do, right? So if you love to dance, child, go in there and let the time tell you, all right, I've been here for 30-40 minutes, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, let me hit the dance floor. Not, I've been here for 5 minutes, I'm nervous, I need to get a drink, I need to compensate to feel like myself. No, who you are is already on the inside of you. Like that jiggle, that jam that you got inside of you, baby, that ain't going nowhere. Whether you think that you need a drink for it or not, like God is calling us to be sober minded so that we can walk into the room and not only have a good time, but recognize, different energies and different things on other people, and be in the mindset of empowering others and sharing, our experiences and communing in a way that ignites that light in us and that lifts us up. So we're looking to be lifted up. We're looking to have what we need in this season. And I pray that you understand that the fear in your mind is a warning. So let's talk about fear for a second, right? So fear. Okay, so the acronym for fear that I really like is not the definition by Webster, but it is, fear is false evidence appearing real, right? So fear is an illusion, right? Fear is, I went through ... and because of it, I see the world in a different way. Because of it, I see the world from a stained standpoint, in that, oh, maybe the world can come crashing down because I've experienced it crashing down before, and I know that that's a possibility. And a lot of us, once we understand, the different possibilities in the world, the different principalities in the world, we understand the evils of this world, it frightens us so much so to the core where we feel like we can't exist in the world without numbing ourselves or turning down our brain frequency. But that's exactly what the enemy wants you to do. That's exactly what the devil wants you to do. He wants you to feel like you're not enough. So in turn, you're not going to take that pain and turn it into power. You're not going to take that pain and empower somebody else in regards to, hey, I got through it. Hey, like, like you might experience ... You might feel ... But it's okay, because the more that you give to God, the more that you go to his throne, you kneel before him, he's going to renew you and reconstruct you in such a powerful light that you become now a warrior for that, that said party, right? So, for instance, let's say you suffer from domestic abuse growing up, or any type of abuse growing up, and now you're like, oh my God, I don't feel safe in my body, I don't feel safe in my mind, I don't feel safe to speak my mind because it was never respected in the rooms that I grew up in, right? So when you come from a perspective of people trying to shrink you, dismantle you, you think that it's okay to approach life that way, and it's not. It's time, and it's about you stepping out of the mold and the footprint that was set before you, and finding the strength in that to empower someone else not to be dismantled, not to be shrunken, to, rely on your gifts, rely on your talents, rely on your abilities, be in your own little world, create your own little world, have your own energetic force field. Earlier in this video, I'm talking about energy, right? So when I'm talking about energy, we all have to collectively work on our energy, fine-tune who we are as people, so that when we show up, that we can uphold the room. We can uphold the energy in the room. But like, it can't be one person with good energy walking into a room with 4 people with bad energy. That one person is going to be stretched thin, so thin that it feels like, they're not doing something wrong. But we are here, like I said, to commune, to hold hands, to uphold this earth, to change the narrative of the things that we see in our lives. And I'm here to empower you to do that. Quick for a second, I just want to get on addictions. Like, addictions are you running away from who you are, is running, but it's also running you away from your pain, right? So it's two sides of the spectrum, right? And you can get really stuck in the middle. Who wants to get stuck in the middle? We got the one side, pain, right? Domestic, whatever, rah rah rah, you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, blah blah blah, like all that crazy stuff, right? Like you ain't that girl, I don't know who you think you is, but you ain't that, right? So we live in this duality of, oh, you know, like you're a criminal, or you made a mistake, or you didn't have your mother in your life, you didn't have your father in your life, you know, were like whatever, like you experienced dot 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 as a kid, like as a child, and now you have this false sense of reality. I mean, it's not really false, because you understand, like you've been there, done that, you know it's a possibility in this world, but it's a false sense of reality because you're not here in that present moment. They got you stuck in the past, and you're just dwindling back and forth. Then there's the other side of your highest self, right? So how you turned this pain into power, right? Like, how did you see the light through the darkness and understand that you have the power to be the light, right? Because the light is the only thing that's going to drag you out of that, like, addiction or that pain or that past hurt or those illusions of the past. Light is the only thing that will empower you to break the mode of darkness, right? So you got the higher self. Now addictions is somewhere in between, right? So addictions, I hate to use my face for this analogy, but hi, my name is Addiction, and I like to feed on the flesh of bones of people who think that they are down for the count, for people who think that they are not enough, for people who believe the lies of their past, for people who believe that they can't show up and show out unapologetically, and people who are stuck on the opinions of others, people who are also drowning, right? So drowning is more of an addiction thing, and I'll get there. But your addiction is in the middle, right, of the pentacle at all times, right? Whatever it is for you, drinking, smoking, sex, like bad friends, like not understanding your worth, not understanding your value, constantly, you know, allowing yourself to be strong. That's an addiction as well. Like thinking that it's okay for people pleasing is an addiction as well, because you think that it's okay for people to run down on you. Like, that's not cool, bro. You're not that strong. I don't care who told you that you was. You can't take it all. Give it back to them. I don't know who need to hear that. Give it back to them, sis, bro. Like, you don't deserve to carry that. You don't need to carry that. That's corny. That's not cool. So you're in the middle, right? Addiction is in the middle. Past hurt, pains, traumas is on this side of the spectrum. Your healed higher self versions over here. Now, if you get swept away in the world of addictions, right? For instance, alcohol, right? You're drowning, you're hurt, you're not, you know, feeling like you're being seen, you're lonely, and this is the only way that you feel like you can, like, feel like a normal person. You can cope, endure, you can vibe, you can turn down all the voices inside of your head. I also come to tell you that your talents, your gifts, and your abilities is the real thing that will turn down the voices in your head. You know, whatever that may be. If you draw, if you sing, if you know, work out, like, you giving 100% of the capacity that is within inside of you to your art form will slow down those ideas that you have in your mind that you're not good enough. Because like I said in my previous videos, practice makes comfortability. So the more that you practice the things that God has put on your heart, the principles that God is empowering you to walk towards, then you will see that, you know, the light is brighter, and you don't have to fall into negative patterns that is no good for you, that is constantly giving you results that you don't want. You can fall into your godly purpose and your we can use principles. I don't like using the word principles because that's a little too close to principalities for me. But you can fall into the godly pillars that God, you know, put inside of you for you to live a joyful, full life, right? So we're looking to break away from the mode of, like, addictions, right? We're looking to break away from the mode of feeling like you're not good enough, or feeling like you constantly have to compensate by putting a liquid inside of your body, right? By putting smoke inside of your lungs, right? By destroying your body, because at the end of the day, all this stuff is poison, right? If you're around bad people with bad energy, right? Iron sharpens iron. That's another conversation for another day. You're around people with bad energy and you know they're sucking you dry. You feel drained when you come back home. These are things that we need to take heed to. Like your bodily sensations. How is this making me feel? And if it's not making you feel, if it's not igniting you in the way in which your talent, strengths, and your abilities are going, because your talent, strengths, and abilities, that, for real, is what's closest to your highest self, right? That's the fastest way to get to who God called you to be, is by really exploring yourself and like feeding on and building on, your strengths, talents, and abilities, right? So when you do those give you a natural high. Those give you a natural boss vibe. Those give you a natural, like, bring my coffee to me in the morning. I like it this way. I like it that way. And I'm going to show up for myself, and I'm going to show up for the room. And I'm also going to show up to rebuke the fear in my mind that is warning me about the things, the principalities that are going on in this world, right? So if you aren't sober-minded, then there's no way you're going to be able to impact that kid that went through what you went through. There's no way that you're going to be able to impact that community that is looking for the foundational principles that you know to be true. There's no way that you're going to be able to show people your talents, strengths, and like abilities if you don't believe that that is where your therapy lies. That is where breaking the mold lies. That is where you come to be okay by using what God gave you and not using what the world is presenting. 1 second. Your talents and your gifts and abilities are pointing you in the direction of your healed self, of your highest self. And let me tell you, that's free. Like, you don't got to pay for that. You don't got to go to a course for that. Of course you can expand your knowledge and learn more about your craft, right? But that's something that God put inside of you. It's free 99. So you need to explore that. You need to be dedicated to that. You need to be serious about that. Serious about showing up in the room as who you actually are, not as a copycat version of everything that you see all around you. And I do send a warning, like watch the things that you are watching and consuming. You know what I'm saying? Like if getting on social media triggers you, then don't get on social media like that. Like if, people, I used to be like, oh my God, like, why can't I have this lifestyle? And because all these other people are having it, and it seems like they are successful, and it seems like they have what they want and what they need. Why can't I dibble and dabble? But it was like, God is like, yo, like, what I put inside of you is different from anything that I've ever seen, anything that has been introduced into this world. And you have to first come to terms with it before you can see that manifest around you. So don't think that you gotta be like the next man. Don't think that, don't justify somebody else's behavior. If God told you something, you need to follow what he told you, because that path alone, he knows what you need to be restored. He knows how to build your confidence from the ground up. He knows how to make you feel seen, heard, respected, and loved, right? And that starts with you, fine-tuning your gifts, and also just getting to know yourself, like getting to know how beautiful you are, how powerful you are, how amazing you are, how talented you are, how confident you are, how confident you really can be, you know what I'm saying? So don't let nobody, these negative Nancy's or anything that you see in this world, make you feel like you shouldn't follow the Lord's orders for your life, because that's dead. Like, that's quick in the dead. Like, your path, your journey, your purpose is your DNA, your coding is specialized towards who you are. So you need to get to a point where you accept who you are and God's calling on your life. And that starts with, turning the cheek to earthly pleasures and earthly ways to subside who you are, and diving deep in to who God made you to be, and what you feel called to do. You know, there's a saying that, like, you can ask God for $1 million and he'll give you $1 million idea, right? So you have to be aware, up, and at it to receive those downloads so that you can build a life around you that reflects the life that the Lord wants you to have. And if the Lord wants you to have it, trust me, it's eloquent. I don't know the word. Eloquent. Excuse me. It's beautiful. It's beyond nature. It's more than you've ever seen, more than you've ever experienced. So that's why your calling on your life is higher than what you see on social media or what you see your cousins doing. For real, they shouldn't be doing it either. That's why I'm here making this video. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So we got to empower each other to remember that we are enough, regardless of our environment, where we come from, who we know, how we know them. We're breaking out of that mode, any mode that is destructive, or that's just simply slowing us down from becoming who God is calling us to be. Okay? Right, y'all? So, your fear, your demons, all of that points you into the direction of self-discovery and expansion. So be open to that, because that's a pretty fun ride, okay? You'll shock yourself at how awesome and amazing you are. And like I said, we riding that natural high wave, right? What's on the high on the natural high? Loving you more till the day I die. Dun, 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 dun. So that's my sound. I like that. That's Natural High by Bloodstone. Anybody interested? You know, go check it out. Also, with that being said, we need to accept the duality in life. Everything's not gonna be always peaches and cream, sis, bro. Alright, like, life has its dark moments. Like, you're gonna have those days where you wake up and you really don't want to do it. Okay, you don't want to experience life, but you got to push through. There's going to be those times, no matter how healed you get, that you can have a negative thought. But the more that you have went into your self-discovery and been restored and fine-tuned based from that pain, right? Because your pain can become a foundation for something so, so much greater. I tell people all the time, yo, if you going through something in life, baby, that's the bread to your pudding. That's the flour, the eggs, that's all that. You want to make a pound cake? Make a pound cake. Pound cake. Pound cake. Pound cake. Right? So, just trusting that the duality of life is really what's keeping you straight on in narrow, right? So to feed onto that, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long on this fine money. I know y'all got, like I said, time is money. But when we talk about on that straight and narrow, right? So God can tell you, do this good thing. And you're on your road, I'm on my way to do the good thing, right? And then sometimes you get distracted, like, maybe I should take a break. Maybe I should go into this bar. Maybe I should, hit up Johnny Smith, Jack Joe, and and hang out with them, even though I don't really like the vibes, right? And then you'll get some negative thoughts in your mind. It's like, like, remember, or woof, 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 right? The negative thoughts. I'm trying to be animated for you guys, little. And I feel like the negative thoughts sometimes come when you stop on your path and you try to absorb the stuff in the world, when you really should need to be focused on what God put inside of you, right? You need to be focused on your path, on your way, right? So the moment you slow down, the moment you get distracted, if you got negative thoughts, like if you, let's say you running and you start to have social anxiety from the people who are on the street, you need to keep running. That means you ain't running fast enough. You ain't running hard enough. You're not putting enough work in, because you have enough time to see the negative duality of life, to recognize the bad stuff that's going on, or just simply anxiety, right? Or simply like pondering on negative thoughts that you are essentially being restored from. So if you got time to soak up the bad stuff in life, you're not on your straight and narrow path diligent enough. You're not keeping your eyes like forward, because you got time to look to the side. With that being said, duality is never going to go away. Yeah, you're going to have bad thoughts and good thoughts, but as long as you stay on your course and realize that sometimes the negative thoughts come to scare you back into your position because you don't want to go backwards. You can't. You we're not trying to go, we're not trying to like go back to that world where those negative thoughts are coming from. We've evolved past that, so we're going to trust in our higher self. If you can trust in the negative thoughts, you can trust in your higher self. If you can trust in the pain, knowing that the pain is there, it's always going to be there. It's not, because you'll be restored, right? I'm living proof that you can absolutely be renewed throughout God. And also just in life, like, if you can take the time out to give power to the enemy, why are you not giving power to God, sis? Bro. Why are you not giving power? Why are you not just giving it to the king? You're giving your energy to the enemy, when for real, you can get a whole problem to the king and just keep running forward. Keep on your narrow path. Stay focused, so you can have everything that you need to have. Okay? So, use your knowledge of the past to foster in a new earth where the little person in you feels safe to be and exist. Now, a lot of us have childhood trauma. I'm burnt out. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I'm tired. And it's okay, right? Because we come into a flawed world. But when you, like I said, the fear in your mind is a warning. When you heal from that, you'll be able to protect another child. You'll be able to protect the child inside of you. You'll be able to protect your children. You'll be able to, like I said, work to foster in a world where that stuff that stuff that's bothering you, that's haunting you, doesn't happen anymore, because you came to knowledge of it, and now you create an environment around you that does not reflect that type of energy. So it's important for us to heal and not repeat generational traumas and past hurts and pains, so that we can create a good life for our children, the children that are around us. I don't know where we got confused at, but our children are our greatest investments. They matter more than anything in this world, because they are the new leaders. They are the people who will take over this world when we get old and when we die. So we need to pour into our children, because if you don't pour into them, if you don't create safe spaces for them, they grow up and be flawed, unhealed human beings as well. And it's like, bro, we doing the work. Why they got to do the work too? We already did the work for them. Now they can do a different type of work. They can usher in a different type of earth. They can bring in new knowledge. They can learn new things, because we already shuffled through the darkness for them. Now we want them to step into the light and truly empower everything that's around them, because they're empowered, because we chose not to take a step back from our pain, not to fall into addiction, but to absolutely step forward in the way in which God is calling us to. Through our gifts, talents, and abilities, we have found peace, hope, and harmony. So that's what the energy needs to be. That's what our children need to feel. The energy that they need to know as second nature is peace, love, and harmony. So keep that shit rocking, keep that shit rolling. This is like a meditative state, but like if you have demons, you can absolutely go back in time and fight those demons. I think that, prayer and supplication absolutely works. Giving it to God absolutely works. But if you keep having memories of something that is truly bothering you, you need to go back to that memory, and you need to destroy that demon or whatever is there. Or you need to have grace for that person that's in that memory, or you need to bring light to fight the enemy and to fill up the room or the space or whatever it may be with light, to take back that point in time in your life. If you keep thinking about Ray being shot down on the corner in 2002, then maybe you need to meditate. You need to go back to that day, and you need to walk to the corner, right? And you need to spread light, and you need to find something to cope with the fact that you lost your friend, right? With the fact that something terrible had happened. Have grace for yourself. Go back into that time by meditative state and spread light, and have grace for that version of you that was crying out, that needed help, that needed love. that's a big one. That's a podcast in itself that I could really break down. Like, you guys let me know if y'all want me to break down like meditation, like how you can have imagery in your mind and go sort of back in time by like remembering what that look like and the sensations, and because all of it is DNA, it's coded inside of you everywhere you've been, even past lives and stuff like that. But I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it jiggy, and we're not gonna go too much into that. But you absolutely need to like heal the version of you that needs and acknowledging yourself at whichever age and stage in your life that's important. The loneliness and your addictive behavior is real. A lot of times people don't feel like confirmation. That's what we're calling it. A lot of times people don't feel like they have someone to go to, so they go to a substance, or they go to a behavioral pattern, or they go to somebody who is also emotionally unavailable and will, make you feel like crap as well, because essentially this is the mode that we have become comfortable with, because we're not using our gifts, talents, and abilities to express ourselves and to let it out, right? Energy that can get stuck in the body, can get stuck in the throat, it can get stuck in your heart, it can get stuck in your mind, it can get stuck in your sacral chakra. And it's important for you to use your gifts, talents, and abilities to express yourself, so that it's no longer stuck inside of your body. And the loneliness that you feel, the echoes of your soul are filled up with something of magnificence, right? So light your gifts, your talents, and abilities, ability to sing, to work out, be flexible, to just have amazing things presented to the world will fill up those voids. Sometimes there ain't nobody who can fill up that void but you. That's why you're so lonely, because you aren't filling up the void by being like who you are. And when you use your gifts, talents, and abilities, you use the pain and you turn that into power, and you manifest that in such a way to express yourself through those gifts, talents, and abilities. And before you know it, that magic is filled up in that void, and not the loneliness, not the darkness, not the by yourself. Quickly for a second, I just want to talk about drowning. Drowning is real. Like drowning, like emotionally drowning, like feeling like you're underwater, feeling like you're in so much pain that while you can hear everybody in the room, you can see everybody in the room, you are suffocating, and nobody is acknowledging that you're suffocating. You might not even display behaviors of suffocation, but you know that you are not okay. And whatever you are doing to compensate in such a way, I really just say, like, if you're drowning, remember you're the ocean. If you're drowning, remember that you're a fish and you can breathe underwater. That's the reason why you're there, to learn that you can swim. The fear in your mind is a warning that you have to step into the light. Darkness hides. Darkness is like this. Darkness is like this. Darkness is, like this. Darkness is, terrified. Like, scared. That's also reactive, right? We're human. Everybody got you. Calm down, right? And but you can swim, baby. And I think that's what God is trying to teach you, even in the moments where you're drowning. So don't think you have to compensate that drowning by liquids and substances to try to numb the fact that you're drowning. No, like He pushed you in the ocean so that your ass can learn how to float and then learn how to swim. And that's okay. Daddy ain't always going to be like mommy. I mean, God is the duality of both, right? Feminine and masculine. But sometimes daddy, God, he be like, yo, push her in the water. Because, he loves you. Chill. Like, to all the people out there who are drowning, I know how it feels to be drowning. So if you need anything, please reach out. Please let me know, and we can like dive in deeper. I'm down for conversation, stuff like that. Like, you don't gotta pay me, I ain't with it. But if you need somebody to talk to, call me. Okay, hit me up. To say it's like, yeah, it hurts to feel like you're drowning, like everything around you is moving and you're just stuck. in this phase, but you have to understand that evolution didn't happen overnight. You know, like, you know, alligators didn't go, I don't know if it's alligators, but land mammals don't go to sea mammals overnight. Over time, your gills grow. The more you realize and become comfortable with the fact that you are the ocean, you're in the ocean, you are the fish, you are earth, you are, you know, dirt, dust to dawn, like, all that's you inside of you, in your heart and your mind, and the magnitude of who you are in expansion, then you'll be just fine. But you got to remember that you're the ocean, and you don't need to like supplicate that by drowning in like your physical realm by like doing different substances and stuff. Just remember that you are being held down so that you can learn how to swim. I know it's harsh, but how you gonna learn? You know what I'm saying? Like, a diamond takes pressure. Like, people who are made to do great, legends, are made from and derive and stand out past their trauma. They learn to use their trauma as a tool. They put their hurt in a song, you know. They put their, like Beyonce, like, you don't really know what's going on in her life, but you know that she be going through stuff because she chose to channel that for a greater purpose. And we trying to get teary-eyed with you too, sis. We trying to feel your pain. We want to feel your pain, but you can't present your pain in such a chaotic way and expect for it to be received. You know, everybody's not in that period of life. Everybody's not aligned with trauma. Everybody hasn't been through that type of rendering, that type of pain, that type of restorative period in their lives. So when you can use your gifts, talents, and abilities to express yourself, it becomes consumable to the world that's around you, and people will be able to relate and will be able to usher in this new world that we're talking about here. Okay, so don't be afraid to express yourself in healthy ways, and stop running away from yourself and run to yourself with those gifts, talents, and abilities. All right, express yourself. So that's really the end of our podcast today. It was a little bit longer than our usual channel, usual podcast. Please let me know if you like it. Let me know if it's too long, too short. Let me know if y'all want more from me. Just comment down below. Staying with your girl. I really love how this is doing, whatever it's doing. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. Hey, hey, jiggle what, jiggle, hey. Hey, jiggle what, jiggle, hey. Hey, jiggle what. But yes, that's our podcast for this week. Have a beautiful week. Happy Monday, fun day. Please don't let the enemy take you out. Get out of that middle pendulum and start working towards your highest self, boo. Your past, your fear in your mind is a warning of the world that you need to step into unapologetically and create a foundation of safety, health, success, and love. Okay? So give yourself that love. Trust in your gifts, your talents, and abilities, and you'll be all right. All right? Because that's where the true obsession lies. That's where the true addiction needs to be, in yourself. I need to be addicted to myself. I'm drooling over here over all this sexy. You know what I'm saying? I'm drooling over here over all this talent. I'm powerful. I feel good. I feel like a boss because I chose to trust in what God put in me. Not in what I see, but what's inside of me that I know to be true. That is, fine-tuned to me personally. That make sense to me because I practice it. Practice makes comfortability, and I'm comfortable in my gifts, boo. And I'm ready to present it to the world. Trust me, my pain will be turned into power. So that is our tips. Sorry, I work a lot. That is our ICanB Monday, where we talk about everything we can be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and back again on Monday. Remember, you are a conqueror. You are a Smithsman. You are I'm sorry, I'm getting tired, y'all. You are excellent. You're amazing. You are T, right? Like T touch. I love you guys also so much. Until next time, grace. Love y'all. Bye.